Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn the next part for English for communication for your BA second semester 4th. In the previous lectures, we learned about communication part, and now in the each module there is a part B which is related to the reading comprehension and development of your human values and the soft skills. So in the last 2 to 3 lectures, we learned about Mahatma Gandhi's extract from My Experiments of Truth, the preparation for England. And now there is a module number 6, part B, the selfish giant, the one of the famous story by Oscar Wilde. See the introduction to the author, that Oscar Wilde is period of Oscar Wilde 1854 to 1900, who was an Irish poet and playwright. Known for his biting wit, he became one of London's most popular playwrights in late Victorian period. The importance of being earnest, the picture of Dorian Gray, and the Happy Prince and other stories are considered his notable works. As he is a very famous playwright in late Victorian period, there are the works of Oscar Wilde, which has great importance and considered as his notable works. The particular story prescribed for you, that is the selfish giant, is a superb piece of work taken from his The Happy Prince and other stories. It is a short story collection, and one of the short story from that collection is prescribed for you. If you are really interested in other works of Oscar Wilde, you can read out other stories from the Happy Prince, which is very interesting one. The story has an appeal to all young and old alike. It is an appeal that it teaches a moral that happiness comes only through true love and selflessness. So it teaches us the true love about anything, and also the true love and selflessness in the life. So due to the happiness, there is a creation of love is important one. So this is about a very short part about the selfish giant, which taught us the true love and selflessness. See the plot of the story, that is beginning of the story. Children enjoy playing in a beautiful garden owned by a giant. The giant is away staying with a Cornish orgy, but after 7 years away from his garden, he returns one day and frightens the children away. Not wanting them to play on his property, he builds a wall around the garden to keep the children out and puts up a sign warning that trespassers will be prosecuted. The children have to play in the road instead, but they miss playing in the selfish giant's garden. The garden too misses the children. See what it is important one, that garden also misses the children. When spring arrives, the garden remains under the spell of winter, with snow, frost, wind, and hail all assailing it and preventing the trees and flowers from blooming and flourishing. The selfish giant realizes that he has been selfish for barring the children from his garden, and is delighted one day to see that the children have crept into the garden, causing his wintry weather to give way to glorious spring. The trees are in blossom. However, the cold weather remains in one portion of the garden where a single solitary boy is unable to reach up and climb a nearby tree. The giant strides out into his garden to welcome the children back, but fearing that he will show them away as he did before they leave. Only the boy remains, and the giant picks him up and helps him up into the tree, which embraces the child. The boy, in turn, embraces the giant for helping him. The other children, seeing that the giant is selfish no longer, return to play in the garden, and he tells them that it is their garden now for them to play in, and he leaves them to do so, having cut down the wall he built. However, at the end of the day, when the children have to return home, the giant notices that the boy he helped up into the tree has disappeared. None of the other children knew who he was. All they know is he is gone away. Years go by and the boy doesn't return. The giant is sad, but then one day he sees the boy in the garden and goes to greet him, but he notices that the boy is wounded with the prints of nails in his hands and feet. The boy tells him that they are the wounds of love and that the giant shouldn't be afraid. He then tells the giant that because the giant let him play in his garden once, he will now take the giant to his garden, which is paradise. When the other children arrive to play in the giant's garden, they find the giant has fallen down dead. See, here we can understand how the true love is important one, and the true love towards that boy of that giant is important one in this particular story. That little boy who came in the garden is symbolizes to the god, and he uh, uh, gives pleasure to that giant and creates a paradise in that particular garden, and after that he bring him give him a pleasure to that giant, and went he will take the giant to his garden. His is symbolic one, his garden, which is paradise. It means the little boy is a god one, god. So here we can understand the plot of the particular story and how selfish giant removed all the children from the garden, and garden becomes also sad and meaningless and without blossoming. It is only a only like a dead garden. So here we can understand through this story we learn here about the true love and the importance of nature as well. So in the next lecture we will learn about the analysis of this particular story, which is very symbolic one and related to the Christian symbols as well.